1, 2, 3. I am adjusting some brightness levels over here. And hopefully we'll be good in just a second. Boom. Okay. Let's go. Welcome back, everybody. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day at 9 p.m. And it's time. We are getting started with some hip cars. We're going to warm up and get our bodies ready so that when we get to the stretches, when we get to the hip mobility work, we get to the crazy stuff, our bodies are ready. I'm going to tuck in my shirt real quick and we will begin. And then that's too tucked, so I'm going to pull it back out a little bit. Cool, casual, looking cool. All right, let's go. We're going to do some hip cars. And I don't think I have anything in my pocket. These pockets don't have zippers like my shorts usually do, so if I did have something, I lifted my leg, stuff might start falling out. That would be bad. But my phone is in front of me, because obviously it's recording. It is not in my pocket. All right, enough dilly-dallying. Let's get into the hip cars. We're going to start by lifting this leg as high as we can. The knee is going right in front and up, all right? From here, we're going to open up that hip directly to the side. Oh, this hip is actually not moving. When I say that we're opening up the hip directly to the side, what I mean is the leg is going out that way, okay? From here, still trying to keep that knee really high. We're going to rotate the ankle up. Oh, from the side, I want you to imagine that your leg is getting to horizontal, so the knee and the ankle are the same height, all right? From here, I want you to keep rotating. I want you to bring that ankle up as high as you can, behind you, and your hamstrings might start cramping and feeling a little crazy right now, okay? From here, I want you to bring the leg down and back. Right behind you, hamstrings are flexed, glutes are flexed. You're feeling the stretch here in the front in the hip flexor, all right? From the front, if I were facing you, that would look just like this. The leg is going back. Nothing crazy complex, but from the back, the leg is going backwards. Cool? That is one rep. We're going to do 10 of these on the left side, 10 of these on the right side, and then we're going to reverse the whole thing and do some more. Okay? Let's begin. Stand up nice and straight. Keep that core nice and strong. And if you need to hold on to something, you can absolutely put your hands up against the wall for a little bit of balance. All right, let's do this. High knee. Open. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's one. High knee. Open. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's two. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's three. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's four. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's five. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's six. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back, that's seven. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back, that's eight. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back, that's nine. Last one. High knee. Open up. Ankle up. Down and back. Ooh. My hamstrings got really close to cramping there on the last one. That's 10 on the left leg. We're going to go ahead and do 10 more on the other side. So spin on around and let's get ready to go. Core nice and tight. Hold on to something if you need some support for balance. And let's begin. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's one. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's two. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's three. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's four. Keep going. High knee. Open. Ankle up, down and back. I think that's four. High knee. Open. Ankle up, down and back. That's five. High knee. We're almost there. This is six. High knee. Open. Ankle up, down and back. That's seven. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Ooh, my hip just cracked. Eight. High knee. Open. Ankle up, down and back. That's nine. Last one. High knee. Open. Ankle up, down and back, and that. I think that's 10. We're done with hip cars going forward. And while you shake out your hips, move and wiggle, try to relax those hamstrings if they're getting a little achy, a little uncomfortable from holding that leg back. While we do that, I guess, I don't know, we're not doing anything else. We're going to get into reverse hip curls. Okay, so the movements are basically all the same when we go in reverse, but there's something I want you to extra emphasize on, and that is really focus on keeping the low back nice and strong. All right, flexing the core, keeping this nice and tight. The reason for that is because when you start with bring the leg back first, oftentimes you start getting a little excited, you go, one! And when we do that, oftentimes your low back starts bending right here. You put a whole bunch of pressure into that low back, and after 10 reps on the left side, 10 reps on the right side, your back might get a little bit achy and unhappy with you. We don't want that. So what I want you to try your best to do is make sure you don't get into a situation where you start twerking and your back starts going back and forth, all right? Keep that back nice and tight, and we're ready to begin. We're gonna start by bringing this leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, feel the stretch right here in the hip flexor. Keep the low back nice and strong. Lift that leg up to the side. From here, rotate the ankle up. Rotate the ankle all the way down. Lift that knee up and bring the knee forward. That's 1 rep. We're doing 10 of these. Let's go. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 1, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 2, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 3, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 4, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 5, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 6, 4 more, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 7, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 8, 2 more, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 9, last one, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Oh man. Oh, that's 10, and I'm glad we're done with those. We got one more leg to do, so when I said we're done with those, we're done with just one hip, okay? Last hip. Breathe, and let's go and finish this up. Again, keep that core nice and tight, protect the low back, and you ready? Let's go. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 1. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 2. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 3. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 4. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 5. 5 more. Back, and then we'll really be done. Ankle up, ankle down, knee. 6. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 7. Oh, I'm off balance. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 8. 2 more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 9. Last one. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 10. Oh, those are our hip cars. That is the first of our warm-up exercises. We just did a whole bunch of movement, really working on all these little muscles in our legs to help warm up our hips, help starting them moving a little bit better, and hopefully you're ready to do something a little bit more chill. We're going to move on into warm-up exercise number 2. It is called the elephant walk, but the way we get into it looks a little bit like this. We are going to fold at the hips and chill here for a second. Most of us, you're going to have a little bit of low back tightness, and if you just hang out here for a little bit and just relax, you just breathe, your back should relax and everything will be a little bit more chill. Cool? When you hang out here for a little bit and you start feeling the hamstring stretch building up and there's no longer that tightness in your low back, we're ready to continue. If you've never had tightness in your low back to begin with, I'm jealous, and we're also ready to continue. We're going to bend one knee, we're going to straighten out the other leg, and we're going to fold our belly button down as low as we can go. Okay? From here, we're going to start switching our legs. So the one that's bent is now straight, and the one that was straight is now bent. We're going to keep on switching back and forth. This is the walking part of the elephant walk. Keep going. Focus on bringing that belly button low. You should be feeling a whole bunch of movement in the hamstrings. And, oh, if it feels intense, if it feels good, that is great. Keep going. You might feel some tension here just underneath your glutes. That is probably where your hamstrings turn into tendons and your tendons connect into the bottoms of your pelvis. So if you're feeling it in your hamstrings or feeling it here in the bottoms of your pelvis, that is probably because of your hamstrings. All right. You might also feel a little bit of tingliness in your calves and in your toes. Oftentimes, that tingly sensation is called nerve stretching, nerve flossing, nerve gliding. And you can Google that later because we're almost done. We're doing 5 more reps. If you can go further, if you can fold a little bit farther, go and fold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, pop into a little bit of a squat. Stand up straight, come back up into standing. When you fold forward for a long time, oftentimes your low back muscles shut down a little bit, and we need to get them activated before we come back in. And that's what that squat is for, get them activated so we can get back up into standing. That is part 1 of warm-up exercise 2. Now we're going to do some thoracic rotation, okay? The thoracic spine is kind of the middle half of your spine, and we're technically rotating everything up from the low back upwards. So I don't know why it's just called thoracic rotation, but we're going to rotate. And the way we're going to rotate, it looks a little bit like this. We can get back into that position where one knee is bent, one leg is straight. We're folding our belly button down into the ground. From here, we're going to take the arm from the bent knee side. We're going to reach across to the straight leg. We're going to push against the outside of that leg and help open up our chest. All right? Our chest is rotating in the direction of the straight leg. And then we want to open up that other arm up into the air over our shoulder as far back as we can. This is the part where the thoracic spine is rotating. But it's not the only part that's rotating. Our necks are also rotating. And we're looking over that shoulder up towards that hand, and we're trying to reach back behind us. We are going to breathe. Let's take a small inhale in. Exhale. On the exhale, try to fold yourself. Not fold. Reach even further. Oh, relax. Come on down. That is half a rep. I'm probably not going to explain everything in that much detail. That's slow again because you would probably not be able to hold out for 5 reps. We're doing 5 reps of these. That was half. We got the other side to go. We're going to bend the other knee, straighten out the other leg. We're going to reach across the body. We're pushing against the straight leg to help open up our chest. Reach the arm up into the air. Rotate your neck to look at that hand. Reach, 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 reach. Inhale, exhale. On the exhale, reach a little bit further. Inhale, exhale. And that, my friends, is 1 rep. We're doing 5 of these in total. We have 4 more to go. Let's do it. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent leg's arm, across, push and open. Reach, reach, reach. Breathe. Neck is looking at the hand. Exhale. Oh, other side. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent leg's arm across to the straight leg. Push against that leg. Open, 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 open. Breathe. That is 2. We got 3 more. Let's go. Open, 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 open. Breathe. And again, other side. Open, 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 open. Breathe. I talk fast. You don't have to move fast. You always have plenty of time to catch up because I talk and explain a lot of stuff. If not at the end of this, at the beginning of something else. All right? And if something feels too intense, you can always stop. All right? Other side. Bent leg, straight leg, open, reach. Breathe. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to say. If you are breathing so much, again, lightheaded, you're taking too many breaths, you have too much air, too much oxygen, you can slow it down. You can always slow it down. But also, on that exhale that we're doing while we're reaching, you don't have to take a big breath in. Usually you got plenty of air in your lungs. We're taking a tiny, tiny little bit in, and then we're exhaling. a bunch of air. All right. That's how we relax into that last little bit of reaching. Last one. Let's go. I'm done talking about this. Open, 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 open. Breathe. And exhale. Other side. Open, open, open. Reach. Small inhale. Exhale. Oh, since we only did 5 reps, usually you can try to get a little bit deeper into that rotation each time. If we're doing like 30 reps, you probably would stop making progress at some point. But for the first 5, it's totally possible for you to get a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper, all the way through to our 5 reps. That is all of the thoracic rotation. I'm pretty sure I counted 5, but I did so much talking in between, I'm really not so certain. But it doesn't matter because we're going to move on. We're going to get into some Cossack switches, okay? I'm going to demonstrate one real quick and point out some things, and then we'll get into some stretchy positions to prepare for it in a second, all right? What the Cossack switch looks like is this. We're dropping onto our heels over here and onto that heel, I guess, over there too. We're squishing our butt as low to the ground as possible. Then we're scooting our butt over to the other side, pausing, squishing, and then coming back, okay? That is a Cossack switch. For most of us, your ankles are not ready to get as low as I just got. For most of us, your hips are probably also not ready. So what I want you to recognize is that when we're in this Cossack switch position, we're basically just extending a leg. But when we bring our legs in together, we're just in a deep squat. All right? So come into a deep squat position. Lean forward just a little bit so that your heels are off the ground and you're leaning forward. Pull your knees into your chest and relax. We're going to hang out here for a little bit, do a little wiggle, do a little dance, loosen up our hips, loosen up our ankles to help get into a deeper Cossack switch, okay? Do a little wiggle, do a little dance, get down tonight, do. And once you hung out here for a little bit, your ankles are feeling a little bit looser. We'll talk about real quick why we're leaning forward, why we're on our toes. For most of us, it's not all of us, but most of us, you probably don't have enough flexibility to hang out on your heels and still get an Achilles tendon stretch and calf stretch. So we lean forward to make sure that we're getting that stretch in the ankles. And if you don't have quite enough flexibility, usually by the time you sit down, you're going to start falling backwards. And if you're backwards, that's not a stretch at all, right? So where are we at? We're here, leaning forward, trying to tuck our knees to the chest. Take your hands, stick them straight down into the ground, extend one leg out to the side, and this is the most important part of this movement, plant this heel down on the ground, okay? When your heel is down, you're going to be a lot more stable. And we care about stability because there's a lot of movement, there's a lot of balance that needs to happen when you're shifting your weight back and forth. So get as low as you can while keeping that heel down. If you got great mobility, you can get real low. If you have less great mobility, that's also fine and totally normal. You can be a little bit higher up. Just make sure that heel is down. All right. From here, we're going to shift our butt all the way over to this side. Boom. Here we are. If you are higher up, it should be a little bit easier to get to the other side. If you're lower down, you might be feeling a whole bunch more stretch in the hips, in your joints, and you might need to put your hands down to help bring you over. The hands give you a little bit of support with both your strength and your balance. So don't be afraid to use them. We got enough information to get started. We're doing 10 reps of these. Let's go. Get as low as you can. Use your hands to help walk your weight over to the other side. When you're there, squish, get low, get compact, and use your hands to walk yourself back. That is 1 rep. Keep going. Across and back. That's 2. If you feel like, oh, hey, I don't need the hands. I can handle this without, go ahead, don't use them. That's 3. And keep going. Other side and back. That's 4. If you want to test the limits of your balance, the limits of your strength, I recommend you try to stand up a little bit straighter. Instead of folding way far forward, stand up a little bit taller and keep going. This is 5. Again, you can stand taller and still be able to kind of put your hands down for a little bit of support if you need to. And that's 6. All right. You might want to extend your arms in front of you to help counterbalance a little bit as you go from side to side. And by this point, since we're 7 reps deep, you might be feeling a little bit of achiness in the knees. Maybe the inside of the knees in this position is feeling a little bit tired. What we can do about that is remove some of that tension. All right, you can come up first, come across, then sink down into your stretch. So instead of having pressure on the inside of the knee, we do a little bit of a squat, we come across, and we sink back into the stretch. I think this is 8. We got 2 more. Up, across, down, and up, across, and down. This is 9. Last one. Up, across, down. And just because this is the last half rep, you can scoot your butt all the way over. That is 10 Cossack switches. If your hips are super tired, that's normal. If you're ready to call it quits for today, please don't. We have just finished our warm-up, and don't let that intimidate you. This is a show where we do a whole bunch of different stretches and we work on our hip mobility, all right? That means what's coming up is 5 different stretches. We finished most of the cardio high rep stuff already, and we need to do it in order to get our muscles warmed up, to get our joints prepared so that we can get the best out of our stretches, all right? Whew. Oh, I'm out of breath today. I don't know what's going on. If you're just joining in, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every day to practice the number one most important quality, consistency. And we do this every day to help build a little bit of community and help to make the stretching on the floor, the suffering that you're going through, especially in your hamstrings, a little bit more fun, a little bit more bearable, because hopefully that combination of things, consistency, community, not suffering as much, helps us make a bunch of progress towards our side splits, towards better hip mobility, and we can do that together. All right, I think it's time. We're going to move on into our stretches. Okay, the first stretch that we're going to do is a hamstring stretch, and the way we set that up is have one knee on the ground, extend one leg out in front, and we fold our belly button down to the thigh of that leg in front. Fold, 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 so you feel the stretch in your hamstrings. But before you commit all the way, you're putting a whole bunch of pressure on your knees, okay? If you're feeling strong and confident, you can go ahead and continue. If you're not so sure about that, because you like your knees and you don't like them to hurt, I recommend you go grab something to put under that knee to give yourself a little bit of foam, give yourself a little bit of padding. It can be a dirty towel that you roll up. As long as you can bear the smell, it's good enough. If you have old flip-flops, perfect. Dog bed, couch cushion, anything that has a little bit of cushioning will do. All right, let's go. We are going to bring our knees together. I know I showed you what the stretch looks like, but I'm going to tell you about little things to look out for before you get back into the stretch. I want you to bring your knees together, bring them down to the ground. I want you to take a look at the hips, the left side and the right side, and how they are just square with the rest of your body. All right. We want to maintain this for as much as possible, and the reason for that is because when we extend the other leg out, it tends to be the case, a couple of you will get super excited and you'll start drifting really far forward. You'll be doing a front split, and all of a sudden you'll notice one hip is way back here, one hip is way out there, and now you're rotated at a diagonal. That is going to introduce a whole bunch of other stress into your muscles, and it's going to take away from your hamstring stretch and direct it elsewhere. So don't do that. This is a hamstring stretch. Pull your hips back, square them up, and we're ready to go. First stretch, bring the belly button down towards that leg. Ooh. I'm going to rotate around so you don't have to stare at the top of my head, because that is absolutely boring and not full of any information. And you don't have to move because I can't see you. From here, while folded slightly forward, I want you to breathe. I want you to relax. I want you to chill out as much as you can. And sigh. Release the tension in your body. If your hamstrings relax, great. If they don't, well, that's normal. Relax your calves, relax your toes, relax your feet, relax your glutes, relax your low back, and fold. From here, we're going to take 2 more breaths, and then we're going to do something I call the inhale, exhale, fold. It should probably have a name that is not just inhale, exhale, fold, because that's not really a name, it's just directions. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a big breath in, and I don't want you to inflate like a balloon when you take that breath in. I want you to try and stay compact where you're at. From there, we're going to slowly exhale a bunch of air, and while we exhale, I want you to fold that belly button down into the ground. All right? That's it. That's the whole thing. You ready? Because you've had plenty of time to take 2 breaths. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. On the exhale and on the fold, we're going to fold ourselves deeper, bring the belly button down deeper into that thigh, and feel like our hamstrings are about to burst. That should be okay. While you're feeling that tension in your hamstrings, keep on breathing. Nice and slow. Try to relax as much as you can. Relax the calves, relax the feet, relax the toes, relax the glutes, relax the low back. Breathe. And flop over. When I say flop over, and you can see the arch in my back, that is not me trying to smash my knee into my face. Okay? If you're putting a whole bunch of effort, trying to bring your neck down, you're feeling pressure in the back of your neck, you're feeling pressure in your back, you're working too hard. This stretch is coming from folding at the hips. You already probably slouch plenty in front of a computer, on your train, looking at your phone, all those things. You don't need to slouch anymore while we're doing the stretch, okay? So relax the back. If your back is arched because it's relaxed, fine. If it's arched because you're trying to turn yourself into a little ball, you're working too hard. Cool? All right, one more inhale, exhale, fold. You thought we were done. We are not done. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Get deeper into that stretch. Fold, 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 fold. Bring the belly button down. Down, 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 down. And that's it. Now we're ready to start our 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Keep on trying to bring that belly button down to the ground. Relax your muscles. Stab your fingers into your hamstrings. Massage them, squish them, squeeze them, pinch them. Do whatever you want to distract your brain from how intense that hamstring stretch is. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. All right, that's enough. Oh, that is our hamstring stretch. Whew. Bring the leg in. Chill, breathe, relax. And we're going to get ready to do the other side. Again, bring your legs in together. Kneel on the ground. Look at the squareness of your hips. And continue by bringing the other leg out in front. Breathe. Fold yourself down to that thigh. And feel that hamstring stretch building. Breathe, relax, flop, get lazy, sigh, make as many sound effects as you need to. And again, relax your calves, relax your toes, relax your feet, relax your glutes, relax your low back. I say the whole list fast, but really actually focus on your calves for a second and go and think about, no tension. It helps. Every little bit helps. Okay? From here, we're going to do the inhale, exhale, fold. Let's go. Inhale. Saying that part really helps me to push my weight. I wouldn't do it without the inhale, exhale, fold. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if that's because I've done this show 400 plus times and at some point I built a mental block towards folding without the inhale, exhale, fold, or if that's just how things are in real life for all of you. So you tell me in the comments. What's going on? All right. We hung out here for a little bit. Massage your hamstrings. Relax those muscles. And when you're ready, we're going to do the last and final inhale, exhale, fold. All right? Prepare mentally for this. And inhale. Exhale and fold. We are in a super deep stretch now. And breathe. Try to relax. Remember, you can stab your fingers into your hamstrings whenever you want to distract yourself. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. All right, come on up. Come on out of that stretch. If you tried your best in that hamstring stretch, then you did great. Okay? I've been doing this live for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of days. And over the last couple of months, I've been getting deeper and deeper and deeper into the hamstring stretch. So if it looks like my hamstring stretch is crazy deep and all the tips I'm telling you and the instructions I'm giving you aren't helpful or useful for whatever stage of stretch that you are in, I promise these are the same instructions and the same exact stretch that I've been doing since 400 plus days ago. And it's just taken a long time to slowly work my way down as we have been going. And you can see the proof because it's all recorded on YouTube, on TikTok. Actually, no, you can't. But you can see all the proof on TikTok. I keep on saying TikTok. All the proof is recorded in the live sessions playlist over on YouTube. The username is the same, @splits on the side. So keep on hanging out. We're good. We just finished up the first stretch. Hopefully, your hamstrings have stopped complaining. And my long rambling where I can't figure out my words has finally distracted you enough and go, does this guy even know what he's talking about? We're going to move on into the second stretch. The second stretch that we're going to do is the butterfly stretch. And it looks a little bit like this. I want you to sit your butt up against a wall so that your shoulders, your head is resting against the wall. When you do this, you should be able to lean back, get this nice straight posture for a hot second, and then we're going to ignore that for the rest of the live. From here, I want you to bring your feet together. I want you to pull your feet in towards your groin as close in as possible. Okay? If you have pants with super strong elastics at the ankle, pull them up a little bit. It'll help make your knee space a little bit more flexible. From here, the goal of the butterfly stretch is to stretch out the groin muscles right here in the center of the legs. And the way we do that is by bringing the knees down into the ground. All right? And I want you to get stronger whenever you're training with me. So I want you to use your outer thigh muscles. I want you to use your glutes to help pull your legs open into a deeper stretch. So give that a shot and see if your legs start dropping down. If you are brand new to this and you're like, what muscles are these? What is going on? What the heck? As long as you are feeling a little bit more stretch here in the groin and you see your knees move just the tiniest bit down into the ground, you're doing just fine. Okay? From here, we're taking the hands and we're going to put the wall to work right now. We're going to take our hands, we're going to push down just below the knee. And when you push the legs down, you're also going to be using your shoulders to push your shoulders and your head back into the wall. All right? And that is our stretch. You might be feeling a little bit of pressure in the back of your head. That is totally normal. That's totally okay. 30 seconds. Let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26. Flex those glutes. Flex those outer thigh muscles. Pull your knees into the ground while you're pushing with your hands. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. If your feet are slipping because you're pushing your legs out with your hands, you probably need to find something grippier to sit on. That is the reason why I have a mat underneath me, because it has a little bit more friction than the polished hardwood floors on the ground. And yeah, you can do that for next time. 15, 14, 13, 12. Relax the leg muscles that you were just using. Relax those glutes. Relax the legs. Keep on pushing. Push harder even with your arms. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Relax everything. When your hands come off your legs, your wrists might be a little bit tired, and you can give them a little T-Rex handshake over here. And we're going to start shaking out these legs. All right? I want you to sort of flap the wings of your butterfly and help wake up the legs. A lot of the time, you should be able to get right into it. But if it's one of your first couple of times, really contracting those outer thigh muscles, contracting those glutes, your leg might kind of fall asleep a little bit. If that's the case, if you're struggling to move your leg, you can give it a nice shake with your hands. Be like, hey, wake up. We got stuff to do. There's stuff coming up. We got to get going. And that should help wake up your legs and get you ready to move on to stretch number 3. We're doing some pancake. If you got socks on and you got very smooth floors, I recommend you take them off right now because they're probably going to make the floor a little bit too slippery. All right? come on up into standing and let's get into some pancake. I realized I have been really far away from the chat. Something crazy cool just appeared on screen. I couldn't really see what it was, but oh, Che sent a happy weekend. I think that's what that was. Thanks, Che. Che says, you got it, Ken. Ooh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the vote of confidence. Okay. All right, back to the stretches. We're doing the standing pancake, all right? In general, when we're doing this, we want to open up our legs decently wide. If you need a specific number, you can try to aim for like 90 degrees. That's great, okay? From here, if your hips are hurting, you're feeling a pinching sensation over in your hips, you've gone too far. Bring your legs in just a little bit, and we're ready to continue. We're going to focus on this belly button right here. We're going to focus on bringing it down into the ground. Fold, 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 fold. Boom. This is our starting position. From the side, it's going to look a little bit like this. Open up the legs, fold forward, boom. The standing pancake is all about trying to fold your body in between your legs, flat, like that. It's crazy. It's really hard. And we want to do a version where gravity helps us as much as possible so that we can be lazy, right? Or at least, more effective. So how do we get gravity to do as much work as possible? Well, the secret here is not really a secret. You're just trying to get your upper body as close to horizontal as possible. And then relaxing as much as you can so that you're feeling the folding coming at your hips. Cool? To get an even more intense stretch, you can just increase the length of this lever. What that means is stick your arms out past your head, and all of a sudden the stretch will feel way more intense. If you're a masochist and you want more pain, you can hold something in your hands like a water bottle and do the same thing. All right? That's it. That's our setup for the pancake. We're folding forward. We're dropping the belly button. You got some options to make this harder. You can try your best to widen your leg stance. Once you're folded forward, you might find, hey, I can get wider than I thought. Great. Take advantage. Alternatively, if you are really low to the ground all of a sudden, you might find that your face is just a little too close for comfort to the floor and you don't want it to be there. If you get that situation, stick your butt back behind you and that will help counterbalance your body and make your body a little bit closer to horizontal. And you can also extend your arms out to help counterbalance some more. Cool? That's it. That's the whole thing. Everything. That's everything, everything, everything. Fold. Breathe. Fold, extend your arms out, fold, breathe, fold, and we're holding this for 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, keep breathing, keep folding, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, put your hands down. Oh, grunt, groan, sigh, and it's time to get up out of this. So what I recommend usually is to wiggle your heels in, wiggle your toes in, wiggle your heels in, wiggle your toes in, wiggle your heels in, wiggle your toes in, and like 5 years later, you'll finally be able to come back into standing. But you might be stuck in this sort of like hunched over old man position for a little bit, and slowly, come on back up into standing. That is our third and probably the hardest stretch that we do. It is called the standing pancake. We suffer in two main places. One is the inner thigh muscles, the adductors. Those muscles, their job is to pull your leg in towards the center of your body. So when you are stretching, you're doing the opposite. They are getting stretched, right? But we are not just stretching them. We are hanging out in this position. We're already going to be weaker. And we're just chilling for at least 30-something seconds, because that's how long I counted for. And these muscles have to contract to hold you in position, all right? So that's probably why they're really uncomfortable. There is a pro to that discomfort, and that is you were training these muscles. They were getting stronger as you were going, and we need that strength to control the deep range of motion for our bodies to be convinced, for our nervous system, our brain to be convinced that we can actually handle that position, okay? So it's a you know, it's a price you got to pay for control and power. And the other place we're going to feel it is in our hamstrings. All right. Whenever you fold forward, doesn't matter if it is with your legs together, like so, or if your legs are super far apart, as long as you are folding forward, your hamstrings are going to cry. And it's just part of the game that we're playing. All right. We're going to move on into stretch number 4. It is either the pigeon or the figure 4 stretch. If you have a personal favorite, go ahead and do that. I just happen to explain one stretch per day. We did the pigeon this morning because we also had a 9 a.m. live. We're going to do the pigeon again so that on Saturday, I guess on the same day, we do the same stretch both morning and in the evening because it feels kind of weird to switch back and forth and then for the next one to be also the same stretch. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the pigeon. What we're going to do is going to look a little bit like this. We're going to bring one ankle up to the knee. We're going to bring the leg up to the belly button. We're going to bring the belly button down to the leg. This is the general setup for both the figure 4 and the pigeon. We're going to eventually be on the floor for the pigeon, so I'm just demonstrating real quick. We want to feel the stretch out here in the side of that hip in the glute, and you might also feel that stretch in the bottom of the leg, which is really just the outside of the thigh, and also in the hamstrings, and also a little bit here in the front where your hips are folding forward. Okay? Let's get into the pigeon. Let's get our butts on the ground. Whew. When you are seated on the ground, I want you to focus on bringing that leg across your body, just like before when we were pulling that knee up to our belly button, right? From here, I want you to sort of focus on the midpoint, that midpoint line, middle line between your pecs. And I want you to sort of send it straight down towards the midpoint between your knees and your ankles, all right? That's a generally decent starting point, and you can work along that from side to side or whatever you want later. From here, boom, when you fold forward, you're in your pigeon stretch. You should be feeling it in that hip right here, and we're good to go. That's it. That's the whole thing. A lot of the time when we're doing this, I explain how to get this leg back behind you. This leg is perfectly fine being bent right here off to the side. But if you're really interested in sticking that leg behind you, like you see in yoga positions, we had a couple of quick tips for that. If you fold really far forward and then you extend that leg back, you don't need that much flexibility in the hip because your body is in a straight line. It's basically you're just lying down, okay? Alternatively, you can elevate the front leg either on a stool, on a chair, on a couch, on your bed even. And when you elevate that front leg, your hips are going to come up higher off the ground. And if your hips are higher off the ground, you got a lot more space underneath you for that leg to extend. And that is a perfect opportunity to get that leg behind you for the pigeon. All right, those are 2 options if you really want to get the leg back. If you don't care, you can keep it bent alongside you. Cool? Let's go. Midpoint of the chest, midpoint of the leg. Try to just line them up. They don't have to touch. It doesn't have to be an actual point. Just line that middle line. And fold. Keep the hips low. Bring the chest down afterwards. Extend the leg behind you if you can. And exhale. Whew. Let that air go out of your lungs and fold. 30 seconds. Let's go. 29. 28. 27, 26, keep breathing nice, long, slow breaths on the exhale, relax, tension, fold forward, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17. If the stretch suddenly got a lot easier, you might have accidentally pulled your ankle towards your groin. The quick fix for that to make the stretch harder is to push your feet towards your face. Push. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. Oh, come on out of that stretch. Oh, that is our pigeon stretch. If you did that right, you might have noticed, man, that's crazy. It feels really good. You don't have to work that hard. You just like lean forward and all of a sudden that glute stretch just crazy. And if you feel that way, that's awesome, because this is a really good stretch and it's really good for you. So you should do as much of it as you can. I tend to realize that I need to sweep again, or mop again, or feel like I need to do some cleaning pretty much every time I get on the floor, even if I just swept 30 minutes ago. And for that reason, you should go figure out something else that you can do the stretch on. We talked about a couple seconds ago, elevating that leg, right? You can elevate that leg into your couch, and then you can stare at the couch. Hopefully you don't notice how dusty the couch is while you're there, and make yourself unhappy that way. But you can just do the stretch from there and not stare at your dusty floor. All right. Ooh, let's switch over to the other side and wrap this up. We are once again bring that leg across the body, trying to match the midpoint of that line to the midpoint in that leg, and we're folding forward. If you can, extend the other leg back behind you and keep the hips low. Fold, 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 fold. Whew. Feeling the stretch out here in the side of the glutes, in the hips. Oh, maybe in your hamstrings. And if this stretch is feeling too easy, push your feet towards your face. That's it. 30 seconds. Let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. Keep on breathing. Slowly exhale, and as you exhale, release all the tension in your back. Fold. 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. If the stretch suddenly feels really easy, push your feet towards your face. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, that's it. You know, I just thought of something while I was folded in that pigeon stretch. If being in that folded position with your face really close to the floor makes you realize how dirty your house is, you can always close your eyes. I did that just now, and I was like, you know, this is really peaceful. I almost fell asleep. That is stretch number 4. We have just done basically our entire warm-up and our entire series of stretches. Everything we've done so far has been to prepare our hips to get mobile, to get loose, so that we can get into some killer side splits. Don't worry if you've never done any before. We break this down real simple and easy, and I'll show you all the different levels as we slowly get into the deeper side splits. All right. Whew. If you're just joining in for the first time, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering on the floor that we do a little bit more fun, a little bit more enjoyable, so it's easier to practice consistency, to make progress towards our goals of having better hips that actually work, and the side splits. So if you like that, you like the idea of practicing consistency, you need some help practicing consistency, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. We're live every day at 9 p.m. Eastern. That is Monday through Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And tomorrow morning, actually, so in like 10, 11-ish hours, we have a bonus live at 9 a.m. And you can feel free to start your day with the live. And, you know, if you want, you can also end the day with the live. But you don't have to come to everything. That's a lot of stretching. All right, okay, let's get into side splits. What I want you to do to set up is to stand in front of a wall. All right. I want you to stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall. Usually that's about 1.5 footsteps for most people. And I want you to open up your legs from here. And the reason why I have you stand so close to the wall is because I don't want you to fall backwards. Inevitably, when we get into a side split position, you don't have to be doing this, by the way. I'm just demonstrating real quick before we get into it. When we're working on that side split, we have our legs apart, our hands are going to be on the ground, we're going to be squirming, we're going to be wiggling, we're going to be shifting our weight all over the place. At some point, it is highly possible that you'll have leaned too far back, and all of a sudden, you're swimming through the air, and you're going, oh no, I'm going to fall, and then, you start falling backwards. If you have the wall right behind you, your butt will touch the wall, Maybe your shoulders will touch the wall and everything will be fine. Nothing happened. You can just pop right back into your stretch and we're ready to go. If you try to do that without a wall behind you and you start swimming, you're like, no! That would hurt way more and be really unfun. So don't do that. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall and we're ready to go. Let's go. You know, I've gotten so good at falling on my butt. That one didn't even hurt. It was a little shocking, like there was like a jolt through my spine, but it didn't hurt. I don't know if that's a good sign or not, but whatever. 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall. Open up those legs and we are ready to begin. If your hips are hurting, if your hips are uncomfortable, if they're pinching, you've gone too far. Bring your legs in just a little bit. From here, we're ready to fold. Bring that belly button right here down into the ground. Fold, 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 fold. If this looks like how we set up for the pancake, you are absolutely right. We're adding a little bit more to it though. If you can, put your hands down on the ground. All right? You might benefit from trying to open up your legs a little wider while you do this so that your hands have a better, easier time supporting you. If you cannot get your hands down onto the ground, I recommend you use something to elevate your hands. Could be a stool, could be a chair if it's a little bit higher up, could be textbooks. Cool? Yoga blocks. From here, we're going to do the most important part of the whole entire show. We're going to externally rotate this leg. Okay? Right now, our feet are flat on the ground, right? What we want to do is rotate this whole leg backwards 90 degrees so that the heel is down, the toes are up, the knees are pointing up, and the quad muscles are facing upwards. All right? And we got to do this on both sides. So go ahead and do both legs. Boom. Right now, both our toes, or both sets of toes are pointing up, both sets of knees pointing up, quads pointing up, and we should have our weight sort of in between our legs. All right? This is our side split. This is maybe a beginner version of the side split, but this is our side split. When we rotate these legs, we rotate the thigh bone out of the way so that our hips do not smash into our hip bones. Sorry, our hips do not smash into our thigh bones, and all we got left is our muscles holding us back. So take your time, do a little wiggle from side to side. If you don't have a stool and you're like wiggling, how do we do that? You can absolutely still continue from wherever you are at with or without a stool. And if you're feeling like this is really intense, if you're really close to that wall, you can lean your butt back against the wall for a little bit of support as you lean into each side. It is unlikely, if this is your first time ever doing any stretch of this kind, to be as deep as I am. So if you're much higher up, don't worry, that is totally normal. And that's it. We're going to hang out here. Your goal right now is to relax your calves, to relax your toes, relax your ankles, relax your glutes, relax your low back, relax as many muscles as you can, and sigh. Let out that tension. Okay? We're holding this for 30 seconds. Let's go. 30. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. With your butt against the wall, with your hands in between your legs, try your best to relax. 22, maybe? 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. If you're unable to get your butt to a wall and you're like, what the heck is this guy talking about? This is totally doable from a leaning forward position. If you're on your hands and your chest is facing down towards the ground, you can walk your hands forward just a little bit so that the inside of your thighs are pointing straight down into the ground. You're going to feel more of a stretch here in the inner thighs, the same place we were feeling it during the pancake stretch. And we absolutely need this for the side splits, so you're doing the right thing. What we were doing earlier, sitting on our butts, is slightly different. If you do another sport like gymnastics or ballet or something, this is often called a straddle, and we need that as well for our side splits. So you need a little bit of both. Cool? And the only difference is where you place your hands and how you're leaning forward. I think this is probably about enough time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, walk your hands forward, pull your legs in underneath you, and that is our first side split. Again, if you did not get as deep as I demonstrated, that is totally normal. I've been doing this live for 450 plus days, and I still don't have the side splits, but I am much deeper than when we started. And that comes with time. But I promise the instructions have remained the same, and I showed you how high your legs could be when you start. And as you get looser, as you get more comfortable, as you shake yourself deeper into a stretched out position, your hips start coming down lower to the ground and starts looking more like a side split. Okay? Whew. We're going to get up and we're going to shake out the tension. The way the side splits work in our show is we do 3 rounds of 30 seconds of side splits. Usually it's actually more than 30 seconds, but I count for 30 seconds and I count really poorly. So from here, in between each of those rounds, we're going to shake out as much tension in our legs as possible so that our muscles can get relaxed, so that they're as loose as possible when we get back into our second side split and we get back into our third side split. So what I want you to do is I want you to stand all your weight on one leg and I want you to shake out the other leg. Shake, 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 shake. I want that ankle relaxed. I want it chill. I want to just be flopping all over the place. And you don't have to get there immediately. You can start focusing on one direction and then the other direction and then sort of get it floppy all over the place. When your ankles are floppy, all the muscles that control the ankle, that lets it point up, point down, point to the left, point to the right, those muscles have to be loose because they have to let the ankle go wherever it wants, right? So half your leg, at least below the knee, should be pretty relaxed. You can drop it. You can switch to the other side. Shake the other side out. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Shake, shake, shake some more. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. And after like 5 seconds, you got plenty done to shake out the legs. Again, this is all about relaxation. So the way you relax your leg doesn't actually matter that much to me. But this is a quick way, easy way to visually demonstrate that relaxation and give you that concept so you can understand it. Right? So try and start with that, and then eventually I'll talk about other things that you can do together to get your legs to relax. Cool? Next up, we're going to work on our hips. All right, we're going to put all of our weight into one leg. We're going to drop just the big toe of that other foot down into the ground. We're going to lean all of our weight into that powerful leg. No weight in that big toe. We're going to rotate and bring that leg in and out and 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 in and out. As you get more comfortable controlling these muscles, I want you to notice the rest of the body is not moving. The only thing that's moving is this thigh bone where it connects into your pelvis. All right? We're shaking out some tension here in the hips, but we're also learning how to control the muscles for this leg. And as you get better at this, you can pick up the speed, you can pick up the intensity, and if you get really, really, really fast, you can turn your leg into jello and just be flopping and shaking and wiggling all over the place. And that is what we want. You can also take these cool moves and turn them into dance moves to make this show a little bit more fun. You can do some stanky leg. You can do the other side and do some more stanky leg. You can shake out the legs for more funsies and also just for relaxing the muscles and turning yourself into jello. Flop, 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 flop. And of course, you can combine both of these at the same time and do some more dance moves. All right. That should be plenty of relaxation for the hips. We should be ready to continue. Let's get into side split number 2. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall. That should be 1.5 footsteps for everybody. And let's open up those legs. Open, 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 open. If your hips are pinching, if they're feeling really uncomfortable right here, you've gone too far. Bring your legs back in and we're ready to fold. Bring that belly button down into the ground. Whew. Put your hands down if you can. If you cannot or you prefer, you can definitely elevate your hands with a little bit of a stool. And when you're here, see if you can just wiggle yourself into a slightly deeper position immediately. All right. When you're lower to the ground, it'll be easier for your hands to support your weight and it'll be more comfortable to hang out. If you cannot get there, don't worry. This is what the stool's for. All right. From here, our feet are flat on the ground, and we're going to rotate the leg back so they're no longer flat on the ground. What I want you to do is rotate that leg backwards. Boom. The heel is now down. The toes are pointing up. The knees are pointing up. The quads are pointing up. And we got to do this on both sides. So, boom. Heels down, toes up, knees up. We are in position. At least our bones are in position for some side splits. Now there's no way for your thigh bone to smash into your hip bone, and all you got left is your muscles holding you back. So do a little bit of a wiggle from side to side, do a little bit of a dance, and see how far down you can get. If you get stuck right here, that is great. You're doing awesome. All right. If you get further, amazing. If you are stuck already and you're like, Ken, can we start counting? I am sorry. I still need to make a little bit more progress. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. If you're really close to the wall, once again, you can rest your butt against the wall. If you're not really close to the wall and you're trying to lean forward and you want to focus on the inner thigh stretch, you can walk your hands forward and focus on that inner thigh stretch. All right, that's it. That's the whole thing. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27. Again, this is about relaxing as many muscles as you can. Relax the toes, relax the feet, relax the calves, relax the hamstrings, relax the glutes, relax the low back, and breathe. Do a little wiggle. See if you get deeper. Breathe. Do a little wiggle. See if you get deeper. I forgot to start counting. I'm going to skip a couple seconds ahead. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. Oh, walk your hands forward. Bring your legs in slowly. Oh, the further you walk your hands, the easier it will be to bring your legs in and grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to. I'm going to slowly crawl towards the cameras because I got to solve a TikTok puzzle real quick. And I'm struggling. Whew. I've not looked at the chat in a while, so I'm going to take a quick scroll while I'm here, since I'm already here, and see if there's anything I've missed. A whole bunch of people are following. Lovely, thank you. Welcome, welcome in. Since I'm here looking at the live, I think it's a good time to remind you, we do 45 to 60 minutes, and we're already over 62 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work every single day to practice consistency, build a little community, and make the suffering we do on the floor a little bit more fun, a little less pure suffering, so that we can make some progress towards the side splits, towards better hip mobility, and towards better movement. If you like that, make sure to keep coming back because we're live every day at 9 p.m. And we're also live tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. because we do that on the weekends. If you like that stuff, make sure to follow, hit subscribe, keep on coming back because we're here practicing consistency every day. All right, what we just do, we just finished up our second side split. We're going to shake out the tension in our legs. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. And we're going to get into our third and final side split to wrap up. All right. Once again, putting all our weight into one leg. We're shaking out the other leg so that the ankles are relaxed and just flopping all over the place. And hopefully that means our calves are also relaxed. All right. You can drop the leg. You can get lazy with that leg. As long as the ankle's moving all over the place, you're fine. Cool, because again, it's about relaxation. If your leg is all the way up here and you're shaking out your ankles, these muscles are not relaxing, okay? So, switch to the other side, get started, flop, 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 shake, 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 wiggle, 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 wiggle. I want you to imagine that you are an overcooked noodle, floppy, loose, and if you want to start adding in the muscles that we're using to shake out that leg into this thing, you can absolutely start adding that in to add a little bit more relaxation and floppiness into that leg. We're ready to move on into the hips. All of our weight is in one leg. Big toe is down on the ground. We're rotating the leg in and out and in and out and in and out. I'm just training these muscles to get a little bit stronger, a little bit faster, a little bit more good at doing this leg in and out, external, internal rotation thing. And as you get more comfortable, as you get stronger, you can pick up the pace, go faster, 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 faster. Relax that leg even more, straighten it out, put more of your weight into the standing leg, and you can start shaking that leg out super fast. Relax those muscles. They're going to be flopping all over the place. Your quads will go all over the place. You're made of jello. Whew. Other side. All your weight is in one foot or one leg. Big toe of the other foot is down. Bring the knees in and out and in and out and in and out, in and out, shaking out that tension. Shake, 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 shake. As you get stronger, as you get faster, your leg turns into jello, and that's how I express that your leg is turned into jello. I don't know why I do that, but It doesn't matter. Hopefully your legs are relaxed. We're going to get into side split number 3. Let's go. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall. It's about 1.5 footsteps for most people. We're opening up those legs, chilling, breathing. If you're feeling a pinching pain sensation here in the hips, you've gone too far. Bring your legs together, and we're ready to fold. Bring that belly button down into the ground. Put your hands down if you can. If you cannot get down, or if you prefer, you can put your hands on a stool, okay? Or elevate it in some way. Yoga blocks, textbooks, anything with some sturdiness is good. From here, we're taking this leg that is flat on the ground, this foot that's flat on the ground. We're rotating the legs back 90 degrees, all right? So we're going from the knees pointing at you guys, pointing directly ahead, to knees pointing straight up, all right? Toes are up, knees are up, quads are up, and we're doing both legs. Boom, toes up, knees up, quads up, and give me a sec to get that stool. Whew. From here, in this position, which is not a very flexible position, right? This is our starting point. That is going to be very inclusive of everybody. We are already in a side split position. We've rotated our thigh bones so that it will not smash into our hip bones. And now all that's holding us back is our muscles. So do a little wiggle from side to side. See if you can bring your legs into a deeper, more open position. Shake, wiggle, squirm, and get as low as you can. Breathe, relax, chill. If your feet are still super flexed, because I told you to point your toes up, try to relax them. Now, we flex those toes, we work those feet to make sure you know what you're looking for to prove that your leg is externally rotated. There's absolutely no need for you to be holding a whole bunch of tension once your legs are in the right position, all right? Now that you are sitting a little deeper into your stretch, hopefully this is the deepest you've been so far. We are going 30 seconds, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Last 5 seconds. Relax as many muscles as you can. Breathe. Exhale. 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. Walk your hands forward. Pull yourself out of that stretch. Walk. Bring your legs in. As you do more reps, it should be easier and easier to get into a deep stretch, but it should also be harder and harder to get out of it. Sigh, breathe, grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to, and come back up into standing. We're shaking out our legs one last time. Let's go. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Start adding in all these other fun things. Rotation. And keep on switching. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Rotate, 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 rotate. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Rotate, 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 rotate. And turn yourself into some floppy, sloppy noodles. Loose. Ready to move on? Because I'm ready. Let's go. All your weight is in one leg. Big toe is in the other. Or big toe is in the other. Big toe is down on the other leg. And we're rotating the legs in and out and in and out and in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. If you'd like to make this more fun, you can do some stanky leg. Drop low. Bring that leg in. Same thing for the other side. You can combine that knee in and out movement, do both legs at the same time, make some more dance moves. If you're not into that, that's okay. You can just focus on the practical utility of shaking that leg out super fast, super fast, super fast, super fast. Shake, 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 wiggle, 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 and other side. Shake, 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 shake. Oh, hold on. When I think too much about shaking, it becomes hard to shake, and then I have to relax my brain so I can relax the leg. There we go. Boom. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. When your muscles are all flopping all over the place, we are ready to wrap that whole thing up. We're going to do some joint checks. All right. What I want you to do is do a little tiny hip circle and get it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and more intense. And I need to sneeze. Oh my gosh. Oh. Maybe the floor is dustier than I thought. Once you start moving through that full range of motion in the hips, you're going to feel lots of places that feel a little tender, need a little bit of attention, need a little bit of love. Take your time, give it some attention, give it some love, stretch it out. I tend to feel a whole bunch of stretch in the left and right side of the hips after the side splits, so I like to just pop my weight into that hip, fold, lean to the other side, get a little bit of oblique stretch while I'm there, and oh, nice. If you feel it elsewhere, give yourself a couple seconds. Maybe that's to fold, relax your low back. Maybe that is to push your belly button out to help relax the hip flexors. From here, we're going to do a quick high knee. If your knees went up, well, great, we're ready to move on. Next up, we're going to test a whole bunch of joints all at the same time and all of our muscles all at the same time. What I want you to start with is spreading your toes, all right? Spread your toes, move them. Bring them as wide as you can, just like you can do with your fingers. From here, we're going to make sure our legs are relatively square, straight down into the ground. Not super wide, not super narrow, just relaxed, chill, you're standing. Cool? From here, I want you to focus on popping into a bit of a squat. And I want you to bring your chest down to your knees, so you're folding as far forward as you can. You should be feeling like your center of gravity might be a little bit forward. You might want to fall forward. If that's the case, this is perfect because we want your toes working. We want your toes working to bring you into a stable position, keeping you from falling forward. All right? From here, we're going to add a little bit more to it. We're going to lean and bring our knees forward so that they're just past our toes. All right? When you do that, your quads are going to cry, but your Achilles tendon and your calves are probably going to feel a really intense stretch. From here, I want you to try your best to do a couple of calf raises. You can put your fingers down into the ground to help support you if you need it. And I want you to bring those heels up as high as you can, up onto those toes, and come on down. That's it. That's the whole thing. What we just did was force our toes to work really hard. We forced our arches in the foot to work really hard. Our calves, our Achilles tendon, our knees, our quads, our low back, got them all coordinated, and our hips, all those joints, to get you through some movement. If you're able to do those, at least partially, kind of well, then chances are your joints are doing fine, your muscles are working well together, and you're probably ready to wrap up. We are officially done. We've been going live for about 73-ish minutes. We just did 73-ish minutes of exercise. I hope you had fun. I hope you're feeling a little bit more relaxed and loose now. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening as you relax and do whatever else you got to do. All right? I'm going to do a quick summary recap, and then I'm going to look at comments. We just wrapped up 73 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency. We start at 9 p.m. Eastern every single day so that we can build that consistency, build a little bit of community, and make the suffering on the floor that we do a little bit more fun. So if you like that idea, make sure to keep coming back, keep coming to hang out 9 p.m. Eastern. We go live every day, every single day, Monday through Sunday. And on the weekends, which is, right now, we go live at 9 a.m. as well. The live is basically the same. It's just that you get to start your day with some stretches instead of end your day with some stretches. So check that out. That is happening in like 10 hours and 45 minutes. So it's coming up real soon. All right. What else we got? I make other videos. I have a YouTube account if you're on TikTok. I have a TikTok account if you're on YouTube. And I also have an Instagram if you're on both, and either or whatever. And the short form content that I make tends to be about trying to get a little bit of exercise squeezed in throughout your day. If you got 2 minutes making ramen, if you got 2 minutes waiting for coffee to boil, if you got 2 minutes waiting for your microwave to finish, or you're taking a quick detour through a beautiful park on your way home, those are perfect moments to get a tiny little bit of exercise spread out into your day. And those 2 minutes really matter. We just did a whole bunch of stretches that lasted like 30 seconds, and you were probably suffering by the end of it. If you do the same thing and put it very thoughtfully into your exercise that you spread out throughout the day, those minutes add up, and you should not sleep on them. So if you like that philosophy towards fitness, incorporating it into your day, making it part of your lifestyle, go ahead and check out my other content. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. It is all at Splits on the Side. And with that, I think my ramble is over. Follow, subscribe. I'm going to come check out the comments. Actually, I did this yesterday where I look at the comments and then I go sit in a side split a little bit longer. Eduardo is back over on YouTube. Welcome back, Eduardo. I hope you're well. Good son returning home. I love it. And it has been definitely a long time. Sadie says, Sadie asked, what are you doing? Way early in the live over on YouTube. And I assume if you're still on, I've explained it a couple of times now, especially these last couple of minutes. I am going to, therefore, take this phone over to the floor, and we're going to do some side splits over on YouTube. I guess they'll just be watching us do some training, and over here, you're just going to be staring at my face while I scroll really fast through the comments, as fast as I can. And then we're going to wrap up the live. All right, there's still 200 of you online, so if you got questions, comments, stuff, we can talk about it. Throw it in the chat. April says side split. Yes, I call it a side split, but most other people call it a middle split, and that's where your legs go whoosh, out to the side instead of like this, one leg forward and one leg back. And we do that a little bit every single day. I'm gonna scroll real quick and go up to see what I am missing in the chat and see if I can get a little bit lower into the stretch because I only have one hand. One hand is holding the phone, and maybe I'll just sit on a chair. Let's see. Crystal Davis says, I will be back. Great. I look forward to seeing you soon. Crystal, I will try to remember your name now that I've seen it come in. Crystal says, me too. April says, I missed it. Oh, bummer. Kina Mina asks, what is your regular schedule? Monday through Sunday, we are live at 9 p.m. Eastern. All right, that means we started an hour and 17 minutes ago. Usually we run for about an hour and 10 minutes pretty consistently. I've been trying to narrow it down to 60 minutes. There have been many times where I've hit like 45 and been super surprised with myself, and I have no idea where all this extra talking is coming from. But it happens, and I yap a lot. So expect 70 minutes. Know that I'm really trying to get to 45. Che says, be careful, y'all. Do what you can slowly. Absolutely, Che. Thank you. Lexi Gen XG7 says, can you do a class once a week for senior beginners? I'm not a senior, but I feel like I would fit. You can absolutely join in for the most part. I promise I've been doing the same exact stretches for a long time. Like over a year. It's the same 5 main stretches, and the warm-up has changed a little bit, and the closing has changed a little bit. I used to do some horse stance at the very end when we don't do that anymore. And those same 5 stretches have been the same since before I was able to get anywhere close to the ground up until now. And the message I'm trying to share is consistency makes a huge difference. If you're looking for a cheating, accelerating magic bullet stretch that will make you super flexible, I don't know what that would be, but the same stretches I've been doing from the very beginning are the same stretches that we're still doing on the live. And the main difference would be we're less deep in the stretch. So the same instructions apply, and it just won't look quite the same as what I'm doing when you're doing it. And if that makes a big difference for you and you think that will make the beginner class feel more beginnery, I can see if we can put something together. But the exact same stretches we've been doing for 400, probably close to 500 days at this point. And I've been explaining it almost the exact same way the whole entire time. And if you don't believe me, you can check out the YouTube recordings. For the last 6 months or so, I think every single live, except for like 5, has been posted over to the live sessions playlist on YouTube. And the username is @splitsontheside. You can watch one of those compared to, I don't know, one from yesterday, and it's basically the same exact show. Cool. Josh Tree 21 says, great session today. Thanks, Josh. I appreciate your message. I saw it earlier. Segong Handicraft says, I will try to do this. You absolutely should try to do this, because you absolutely can do some of it. Whether or not you get your butt all the way to the ground in one episode, highly unlikely, especially if you have not stretched and done side splits before. But doing a little bit goes a long way, especially the warm-up. The warm-up is really, really good for getting your hips going, to get your movement up. And we do that so that we can get into the stretches and get the most out of those stretches, right? And that oftentimes is enough for a lot of people to feel a lot better. Just the hip cars in the very beginning and focusing on the form of lifting your leg as high as you can in each of those positions is a great thing to do whenever you feel like it, whenever you can. All right, I'm scrolling up real fast, see if there's anything else from earlier that I can respond to. Sarah Garcia says, thank you. My right side is always tighter. I don't know if this came in when we were doing actually, I don't know if I said anything about one side today, but for a lot of the stretches, when I'm explaining how we're doing stuff, especially if it's a one leg at a time stretch, the first leg that we do, I tend to spend more time in that explanation. So if you have a side that's always tighter, you want to spend more time on it, start with that leg, because we'll probably spend just a little bit more time in that leg. Cool? All right, scroll a little bit more and see what else we got. My glasses are slipping because I'm sweating. Okay, scrolling. And that is all the way to the top. All right, I'm gonna scroll all the way back down. Give me a second. If the phone is vibrating like crazy, it's because my thumbs are smashing the screen real fast. What else we got? I think that's everything. Nick is a rising star in the life. Amazing. Travel Doctor says, with other stretches before the splits. Okay, what does she respond to? What did I swipe past? Oh, side split. Yes, April. The side splits are not the only thing we do on the live. We have 3 warm-up exercises that are a little bit more cardio heavy or a little bit more intense to get us warmed up, to get our bodies prepared for the stretches so that we can get the most out of our stretches. And then we have 5 stretches, and the last and final one are the side splits. Final one is the side splits. That's singular. That's it. I think that is all the comments for today. So I'm going to get out of my stretch. I'm going to walk over to the cameras, and I'm going to wrap up. Desiree asks, what time tomorrow morning? It is 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning. So it is currently 10:22 Eastern, which means, thank you, Travel with Roxy, for writing it in the chat, which means it is in 10.5 hours, plus 8 minutes. Cool? All right, we are wrapping up. This is it for today. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm going to walk my phone over to the YouTube phone and close everything out at the same time. Whew. We just wrapped up 82 minutes of live side split stretching. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make stretching a little bit more fun, a little bit more bearable. You can have the best plan in the world, but if you don't show up consistently, it's not really the best plan now, is it? So I hope you enjoyed the live. I hope you enjoyed the idea of having a support system to practice a little bit more consistency, at least for your side splits, for your hip mobility. And I hope you keep coming back. Make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back, and I will see you soon. If you like the evening times, we are live Monday through Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern, which was an hour and 23 minutes ago, depending on whatever time zone you're in. And on the weekends, we go live at 9 a.m. Eastern, so 12 hours difference from the regular time, and that is like 10.5 hours from now. So I will see you guys soon. Thank you so much for coming in. Goodbye. See you in the morning.